So here we are, the last in the series, the fourth of the series of building, assembling the Mostarle Cyberpunk Plasma Spider. Steps 29 through 39. We come to a conclusion. We go through all the steps. I've lost all my hair. I didn't used to have a bald spot. That's not true. I used to have a bald. I still have a bald spot. But as exasperating as it was, it is that rewarding at the same time. Here we go through the last 10-ish or so segments to putting it together. But as we've done in the previous years, a couple tips and revelations. In step 29, I use one less washer and move where the wire hoops from those wires, where those wire hoops connect to the whole thing, because putting all those legs was a little bit tedious, and I found that it just simply was too many parts for me to get that bolt on. So I reduced that by one of the washers, and it seemed to work. Next, in when you get to step 37, we're back to, that is where I use the longer bolt that I had swapped out for step 20. Another thing I'd point out, and here I can show you, is when you put the power assembly onto the spider, where the spider legs are, hooking those, this is one of the parts where I was extremely frustrated. I could not see how I could possibly connect the main spider assembly to the power supply. And this is one of the times where I took an extended break. And over the course of a few days, eventually when I came back to it, I said, oh, well, here, if I just take these brackets off the power supply, attach them to the main spider, then reattach those brackets to the power supply, that is a much easier way to do it. So with that, let's get to it. Let's look at step 30. Setting this aside for now. Step 30, I'm going to collect the parts for step 30, 31, 32, and 33, and then I'll tune back in. Looks like we're going to put some brackets together. And so we need SE2-6. This is a 6 million. We need 2 of these. We need a W10. We need 2 of those. That's the only 2 there are in there. W1. We need 2 of those. Those are the only 2 of them in there. And S2. We need 2 of those. All right, let's piece this thing together. Let's piece these together. So we take a SC2. We put it through the end piece of a T. We have the facing out, kind of like this, kind of like this. Have that, and have the T. Let's see if we can start this. Try this again. Okay, do the other side. Have a T. Stick the bolt through it. Stick a bracket through it. Through the end one. And see if we can't put this on there. Just like the picture, right? Step 30, 31. 31. We use SC2-8. We need 2 of those guys. C2-8, R3. R3 is the big piece. Doesn't look quite the same as the picture. But I think the idea is the same here. We're going to bolt those onto there. Like that. Oh, I didn't get the bolts out. This is the S2 to these guys. I don't know which way would have been easier. Those on first or second. Once you get a couple threads on, seems like you got it licked. But this particular one, can't really get at the screw head very easily because that bolt's in the way. Yeah, what happened? Oh, it broke. The bracket and the piece broke off. I can do it. Damn it. We'll do it. We'll get the other side. Well, that's what it's supposed to look like. But as you can see, my bracket broke. So it's rubber, it was soft rubber, and I was trying to tighten it up. I still might be able to get it on there. It's going to be a pain. All right, yes. Step 31, the rubber bracket broke. Say that 5 times fast. It broke, but I decided to go on and press to see 32. I was kind of trying to see if it would fasten in there and it wouldn't vary very much. I have yet to see that. I'm not convinced entirely. I will say that this R3 piece that I have in my kit does not look like the picture. It's not perfectly, right? They have a case on theirs, and this one simply does not have a case. It has exposed circuitry. At least mine does. Also, in step 32, it looks like they show those T brackets separate a little bit, and that's so you can fit in a little spacer nut in there. I went ahead and did that. It does pull it back a little bit, which is a little confusing. So we'll just have to see if that matters. So I've done steps 30, 31, and 32. I'm getting ready to do step 33. Step 33 takes the SC2-12, the 12 millimeter bolts. Takes 2 of those guys. It takes the W11, 4 of the W11s, which looks like all of them. It looks like additional brackets we're going to add to this. A couple end caps, S2 end caps. Here's the back end. We're just going to, looks like, from the flat side up, we're going to drop through the bracket, through the other bracket, and another bracket on the other side, and put the end cap in. Tiny, 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 tiny. If you have a problem with your blood pressure, you might not want to do this model. Or you better have good blood pressure medicine. I do not have a problem with my blood pressure, but I can feel it pumping. It goes straight down like that, I believe. All right, let's do the other side. I don't, but I might now after doing this model. This model was very, very challenging. Has been. Continues to be. Has been and continues to be very, very challenging. Those tiny little bolts, and then you have to get it just the right angle, just the right orientation. Once you get started, it seems to be the trick, but getting it started is no joke. Still pretty loose, pretty darn tight. Believing that it would be harder to tighten it later, which is certainly going to be true. So that's how the piece looks so far. That's 30, 31, 32, and 33. Looks like maybe the power supply. Do I call that a power supply? On, off. 34, 35, 36, 37 start to deal with a light bulb. Then you fasten the light bulb to the creature. Then, hey, you're done. So I'm on step 34 of 39. 5 steps left. Piece R1 is the light bulb. Here I'm getting all my growy fingerprints on it. And then we need R4, some rubber bandy type things. And you're supposed to put these rubber bandy things around the outside. Looks like you double it up. All right, we'll see what we can do here. It doesn't tell you really how close to the edge to be. Try to do it similar to the picture. Picture seems like it's right on the edge of where it starts angling down. So we'll do that. All right, so that's the first one. Doubles it up. It looks like they're right next to each other. I fit this over it. So here I'm just trying to get this rubber. I suspect it needs a good seal, but I don't really know. It has the rubber right next to each other in the picture, so that's what I'm trying to do. Seems pretty good. We'll go with that. That's step 34. All right. Step 35. SC2-10. This is a 10 millimeter bolt. We need 2 of those. W7. It's just one piece. W8. M3. 2 of those. And S2. S2 need 2 of those. Those are my pieces. So you take the light bulb, and it looks like we're going to fix it to this power supply. Sure we are. It's angled down, angled this way. Just trying to make it look like the picture. The W8 goes on top, maybe? Where's the little... Oh, so this thing has a little tail on it. Mine has a little tail on it. The picture doesn't have a tail. Don't know if that matters. I think I've decided I want the tail toward the top. This sits on there on either side. The bolts come down from the top. Looks like we put 2 on either side. I don't know where that red button is. Okay, so back to steps 35 and 36, affixing this power supply to the light bulb, the plasma ball, whatever you want to call it. Looks like we're just getting one side started. Get one side started, and then we can move to the other side. It didn't have me, it hasn't told me what this squarish bracket is for yet. Oh, maybe it did. It did tell me, and I messed it up. Okay, take those bolts back off. Looks like that's the underside. And as always, fight those little bolts. I guess that's big enough. It sure doesn't seem like it. Sure doesn't seem like W7's big enough, but it is. But I should have got out my new parts first. SC-10. Need 2 of those, and 2 more M3s, and then 2 more S2s. Can I get this through? Yep, there we go. There we go. Our shibos. SC2-18. Only have 1, so we might need to use a 20. I'm going to try the 20s. So this is step 37. And step 37 now. So that was SC2. It's supposed to be 18, but I went with 20 because I used one of those 2 18s before. So we'll see if that matters. C4, last 2 of those. Okay. W9, 2 of those, and then 2 of the S2s. Must be getting close because there's not very many of those S2s left. The bracket's pointed down with these 2 pointed down, and now it's having me go through the W9, through the C18, through the C4, through the W9. Don't really see. I'm gonna blow this up. Hold on. So we're in step 37. Oh, we're so close. I'm not confident I'm gonna get this done today, though. I think what's asking me to do here is we got these 2 holes on this bracket, and it wants that long bolt to go through both those holes with this bracket on the outside, kind of like that. And then we'll put the cap on there. This could be a while because that cap is extra long. I suspect later on they'll put the other side in. Doesn't show me doing it. I don't see it yet. And it doesn't show it in the final picture either. Grab that with the pliers. I don't think that link's gonna matter. All right, let's do the other side. Okay, so I think that was step 37. Boy, we're getting close. According to this, there's only 2 steps left. I believe it when I see it. I'm on step 38, and I need to connect this assembly, the plasma ball, to the rest of the spider. And to do that, you got these 2 brackets on both edges, both sides. All right, you got this bracket and this bracket, and you're supposed to connect it to this gold bracket down here. All right, and you're supposed to use these nuts. This is the SC 2.5-8, you got 2 of those, and the X2, or the 2S2.5, that's the nuts, and then you have 4 of these washers, right? And you're supposed to put the washers between there. And I'm sorry, I don't think I can do that. I just don't think I can handle that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these brackets off. I'm going to assemble these brackets to those other brackets first. Then I'm going to put the rest of the assembly back onto these brackets. Well, that's what I'm going to try to do. So we'll see if that works out. All right, there's the one side. Let's do the other side. All right. So I got those back on there. Yeah, you might remember that bracket for me on this one plastic piece broke when I was assembling it. So that's why this piece is loose. So we've got that removed. And so we want it to sit like that. I got this side on. For that I don't know, bracket. I'll call this a bracket. And so to do that, you take your bolt and a washer. You put it through the bracket. We want it out like this. All right. And you put through the other bracket. And you slide the bolt on And now is when you get to laugh at me for how clumsy, how lack of dexterity I have. We're going to do bolt, washer, bracket, put that through the other bracket, and we begin our balancing act. All right, as we're going to put the other washer, and we're going to try put that other bolt on top of that nut. Of course, my hand doesn't bend that way. Sorry, guys, you can't see that. This is an easy one. Compared to everything else, this was an easy one. All right, doing it this way was very much easier. We'll see if it pays off. All right, now I just need to tighten it down. Make this be pretty tight. One thing I wish this thing had was lock washers. Now I notice this gold bracket here is loose, which makes me think this whole leg assembly is loose. So we're going to try to tighten that up one more time. It seems pretty tight. I don't know if you can see that, but we got these two assemblies on, these two brackets. Now those two brackets have to sit on top of these bolts, and maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work. Let's do this easier one. We'll do one, and then maybe we can fiddle with the other until it works, if we can get the first one. That's pretty easy. Once I get it started, I should be able to get it in there. Oh, I got it now. I get this on there. I can maybe turn that around so you can see what I'm doing. So there's right there. Right there's the bolt I'm doing. So that's the bolt side. So that's one side. Now, can I swing it over and hit this other side? Well, this other side might be a little bit more tricky because the bracket is loose for me. So we'll just have to see how that goes. And you know, part of me says, why do I even have that on there? It's broken anyway. So we're going to try to swing this over, tuck it into that other bracket. Come on, be there, be there. Oh, maybe. There we go. Where'd my bolt go? There it is. All right, now this is my left hand. This is my right hand. So I am not left-handed, but it's so obviously right there. I ought to be able to do it left-handed, right? Oh, I got it now. I'll flip this over so I can have the bolt on my left hand and the screwdriver in my right hand, and we'll just screw this thing up. As you recall, I try to over tighten a lot of stuff because I think it's gonna a challenge with these. I think they'll loosen up over time. And there's no lock washers. I'm seeing a problem. So much coolness here. Number of challenges are, one is how do you turn the damn thing on, and because there's a switch back there, and so they don't really tell you how to do the plasma bolt, right? I don't know if they expect you just to know it or what. And after messing with this so much, my legs are all discombobulated. One side seems pretty, the other side not so much. I think I can. Oh, look at that! Just twist right back into spot. Now you want to turn things, but you don't want to break them. Some legs are firmer than others. That one's real loose. Not quite what it looks like in the picture. Oh, well, there's that. That'll make it easier. Hopefully. It's pretty close. Pretty close. So what I was saying is, in the instructions, they plug it in, but they don't really show that cord going into the plasma hole, which I think everything I read just says do it. Just shove it in there. And what I just found was the bulb, if I just wiggle a little bit, it comes out, which is a good thing because that was going to be a pain. Now, I don't know. If you look at these strands, I don't know if they're supposed to be spread out. I don't know. I don't know anything about plasma balls. How do plasma balls work? So, but I need to tuck this wire through this hoop. Not too bad, especially since I got the plasma ball out of the hoop. All right, take that out, and my understanding is you just jam it in the bulb. So there it is, and we're gonna jam. I say jam. How much jamming is there really? You slide it in there, right? Slide it in there, and you push that bulb back into the hoop. Hopefully that's not going to be a recurring problem. I did read some reviews that said the thing shocks me, and so I haven't plugged this in Maybe I could have fit this once before I did all this. I don't know. There it is. Is that going to be a problem? I might have to take this bracket off. I don't see any reason why I couldn't take that bracket back off and tighten it back down. Step 39 is plugging it in. Step 39 is plugging in. So power assembly. We need the R2. R2 is USB plug-in. And hold your breath. Is the thing going to catch fire? Is it going to explode? I don't know. Right? So, take this out. We'll see what happens. If this works the first time right after this, I'm going to be shocked and amazed. Shocked and amazed. Let's see what happens. We're going to plug it in here. A nice satisfying click. All right, as I plugged it in. Right here. I don't have any idea if this thing's already on or if I need to flip that switch. We will see. We will see together at the same time. Well, what? You see that? Oh boy. What? Apparently the switch is on. The switch is on. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. So, the spider doesn't look great, right? The legs don't look great. The eyeballs, they don't look great. So, I will fidget with this and try to make it look a little bit better. But come on, just the plasma ball alone, which is very dirty. I need Norx. You know Norx? I have a Norx cloth. I'll wipe that off. And the instructions don't tell you how this plasma ball works. You have to jam that cord, the covered cord in. Apparently the strands don't matter, and just, that is what's causing that to go on. But I think I'm going to unplug this guy. Actually, let's turn off the lights and see how this thing looks. Let's turn off a few lights. Well, yeah. How friggin' cool is that, right? Okay. I said I was shocked and amazed. I am shocked and amazed. This worked. Well, I got the legs straightened out a little bit. Poised just a little bit. Just so we can see how this thing looks. And I got the eyeballs turned on. They have LEDs in the front light bulbs here. Here and here. It's a nice view of it. I don't know if I can, which is better, to pick this thing up and move it a little bit. Oh, there you go. There's a nice view of it. And if it touched the plasma ball, it goes to your hand. Come on. It's super cool. I'm stoked for how well this turned out. I guess the challenge is going to be how to display it. I'm going to have to build a shelf or something. Where do I keep it, right? I got to show it to the guys for my Thursday night game. But so there it is. There is the Cyberpunk plasma ball spider. Wow. I was stoked. Very, very pleased with how well that came out. And to this point, the posing of it, the legs I could have done tighter, right? After playing with it now for a couple weeks, the legs have loosened up and it's hard to keep them in a pose. But that's not as disappointing as now the plasma ball, for some reason, has stopped working. It's fishy. Occasionally I can get it to work, but it's stopped working. So I don't know what that is. I don't know anything about plasma balls. It's some sort of testicle. I don't know. It stopped working. But yet, I still think it was very cool, a very rewarding experience. If you got it done, let me know. Let me know your experience, how well it went for you. Did you get it done? What did you screw up? Did my video help you at all? Did I give you any tips, instructions on how to do something or how to do something correct? Were you able to catch a mistake that I made and fix it for yourself? And then ultimately, did it work? All right. Did the ball light up? Were you able to pose it? Let me know. Put that down in the comment. Let us know. I want to know. And other people watching the video would probably also like to know your experience as well. So please add it down in the comments. I'd appreciate it. So this has been a very rewarding experience. I look forward to maybe finding another one of these models again someday. Hard to believe they'll come out with something cooler than this, but you never know. You never know. So I've had a lot of fun putting it together. I hope you've had fun putting it together. And if you have, please follow me. If this has helped you at all, please hit that like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And until next time, I appreciate you. Take care.